Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. Give y'all a little bit of time to tune in. Apologies. Serious, appreciate you, baby. Apologies, y'all. I had this live set for 11, and apparently I had a technical difficulty again. But fixed the problem, I believe, for now. So we back. Apologies for the lateness. I know some are probably running around doing whatever right now. First things first, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Hopefully everybody is smoothly getting through the work day. Hopefully everybody's kids is getting through the school day. And hopefully everybody is prepared for whatever plans they got for the weekend. No matter what plans you do got, keep your eyes on everything around you. Definitely just be visual on what's going on around you. And again, just be blessed that you're happy to have another weekend with loved ones, family, and all. Appreciate everybody that tuned in last night for the conversation. Definitely was a great one. And shout outs to Christy for popping in. Shout outs to Hood for popping up on the panel too. Definitely was a good conversation last night. Yeah, we tackled some serious stuff, but we also had a little fun in between that. Definitely something that's going to continuously happen. And again, for some people, I'm unorthodox, but hey, this is who I am. Always got an unorthodox way of doing things. Fit me well. Like last night, that definitely was a great conversation. Because again, hopefully some of the parents out there would have gotten that message. Again, you can't allow your kids to suffer at the highest expense. You can't. You're supposed to be the teacher, supposed to be the inspirational speaker. You're supposed to be everything they need as a parent. You are supposed to be that shoulder to cry on, almost everything. Even when your kids are suffering from disabilities, you don't neglect them and push them to the side. Four corner, what's going on? And I felt that talk was needed because again, you never know who's out here being abused and suffering because of negligence from these parents. Again, when you know your kids is suffering, even if it's the smallest thing, you as a parent are supposed to get on your job. Like I said, if I see that my child is having problems reading or even speaking, first thing I'm gonna do is make sure I get them the ample help they need. If they need speech therapy, we will be doing that. You know what I'm saying? We gotta really come together and see that kids shouldn't have to suffer because of just unwantedness. Same way with the physically disabled, they shouldn't get left to the side or pushed to the side again like yesterday's garbage. We'll tackle one little thing today, maybe two. But again, this is where it comes down again to good parenting. Um, there should be no way for some of you parents that you're not checking to see where your kids is at all hours of the night. Now, at 4 in the morning, there should be two things that's going on with you. Even if you're a youth, there should only be two things going on with you at that time of the morning. Either you waking up to go to school or you getting yourself in order so when you do get back up to get ready for school, you don't have to worry about nothing. Together, what's going on? What's going on? 4:30 in the morning, your child should not be out and about focusing on negative and criminal activity. Your child should not be out that early trying to trespass in areas that they know is cameras at. Trespassing in places that you know for a fact is going to get you caught up. And why is that? Why does it seem like some of y'all really don't pay attention to where your kids be at? For all you know, your kid could have been out all night. And what are you doing? I'm speaking to the irresponsible parents today, right now. Because that's what it seems to be when it comes to situations with these youth. Some of them are coming from backgrounds that their parents don't give two damns about them if they do have a two-parent home. Still, Jay, what's going on, baby? You know, and it's ridiculous. I'm going to say this for the youth right now that need to hear that. Everything is cool. Everything is a joke. Everything is all fun and games until something serious happens. Now, in that instance, prime example this morning, had I been licensed to have a gun and I thought it was something, I'd have had to let it off. The warning shots. Because again, all of y'all don't even look over the age of 15. Why are you out and about this early in the morning? To do what? You trying to get into an area where you ain't going to get much of nothing. You just going to be sadly looking stupid. And there are a lot of y'all that really just think that it's a game. You following what you see online, you following what you seeing with other people doing, until you realize that it comes with consequences. Now, see, this morning, this could have been one of those situations. If I'd have put my hands on one of them, not knowing they was a damn child, just thinking they an intruder, then what? You parents got to start being more aware of what the hell going on, man. Again, 4 in the morning, your child should be in that house. Unless your child got to get up early to leave out to go to the school far away from where they at, there should be no reason why they out that early committing madness already. Looking to get into trouble. I want to say this too to some of y'all that need to hear it. Why is it that you won't invest in yourself? You won't take the time to say, you know what? I'm bigger than this. I'm better than this. I know I could achieve greater and better. You know, and it's crazy because like we had this talk yesterday to a degree. There are a lot of you who have brilliant minds and don't even know it. But you not trying to reach your fullest potential. You're not. You're not being pushed the right way to reach your fullest potential. You're being pushed into a situation of, yeah, we're gonna get a quick come up. Yeah, we're gonna do this and we're gonna be lit. Everything lit until your ass get arrested. Everything is lit until you get arrested. And now you crying. You know, and this is the saddest part about it again. That could have turned for the worse. And it didn't even have to be me. It could have just turned for the worse. You could have went in the wrong spot next to me or around me, and it wouldn't have been so light. It wouldn't have been so lively. We'd have had another victim or another case of wrong place, wrong time. Because at that time, shouldn't no kid be out again unless you getting up to go to school. Sorry. What was you thinking to accomplish at 4:30 in the morning? And it's raining on top of that. That was another thing. It's practically pouring down raining. Why the hell are y'all outside for? What was you planning on doing? What did you think you was getting into this early in the morning? Y'all got to start expanding your reach and your talents. Expand it. When nobody else believes in you, and I'm saying this again to you youngins that need to hear it. When nobody else believes in you, you got to believe in yourself more than anything. You cannot keep sitting here playing follow the leader. Follow the leader going to get a lot of y'all locked up or worse. It's going to get a lot of y'all unalive in these situations because, again, you following the crowd. You ain't being your own person. Oh, if I'm not following the crowd, then that means they ain't down with me or I ain't down with them. No, you could be your own person. Bonnie, what's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned to hit the like button. But it's sad though. It really is. Why is it that y'all not trying to utilize and use your brain for the right things? This is what I was saying the other day. It seemed like the only time y'all will come together and actually stand together as a group is when it's coming to doing something negative. Oh, y'all going to rob the spot? That's when y'all coming together with all sorts of ideas on how to get it. Y'all can use that same energy and try to figure out how to get it on a good and a positive tip. There's some of y'all that ain't going to hear the message, and if you didn't hear the message or didn't get the message, then it wasn't for you. But this all for the ones that know for a fact they just following. Again, I ain't talking about the ones that's already been corrupted and going to stay on that path. I'm talking about the ones who are still stuck in the middle. They don't want to cancel friendships because they don't want to be left out the group. Now, listen, if you're around people that, again, are not trying to elevate you and lift you to the highest extent, then those are the people you don't need to be around because those will be your downfalls. Period. I've always felt like this. If you're rising up, no matter what it is you're doing, you got to remember, you got to be around like-minded people. You have to. In order to keep the balance in your life going, you have to be around like-minded people that really believe in you. You can't sit here and continuously run down the path of I'm following my boys, I'm following my homegirls. I'm speaking to you young men and women. Because there's some of you women out there following your homegirls too, doing all sorts of stuff, getting into stuff you ain't supposed to be getting into. Again, parents, start being more aware of what your children are getting into. If you don't want to be a casualty or a victim of circumstance, you don't want your family hurting and suffering pain, get right with them. Start teaching them and showing them that there's other things to do outside of this. What are you getting out of just running around stealing all day? What are you, like I said, what are you getting out of that? And then now look, like I just spoke about it recently and I'm speaking about it again. There are a lot of spots that are about to start closing down because of all the purging that they're doing. I watched a video with all these kids look young as hell. You mean to tell me in a spot where there's nothing but countless pairs of sneakers, you're trying to steal the whole damn, come on. Harry, what's going on? You mean to tell me in a spot where there's countless sneakers everywhere? This is a big ass sneaker store. It's a big ass clothing store. There's enough sneakers to go around, right? But y'all trying to rack up damn near every pair in there that you could, and you can't because it's still nothing but sneakers on top of sneakers on top of sneakers. You'd have had to confiscate the whole store basically if you was thinking about doing that. Some of y'all doing this shit because, again, this is a come up for y'all. But guess what? That come up comes with a price. Because if they don't start taking y'all down for your crimes, guess what? You're going to lose out on businesses that was basically helping you and your family. This is why I was saying before. Why would you go and basically, excuse my language, why would you go and shit where you eat? You going to go rob these spots that you frequent in almost every day? And what are you going to get out of that? Banned from an establishment because you couldn't keep your sticky hands to the ground. And there's some of you who really don't need to be out here purging and doing what you're doing. And some of y'all are actually coming from good backgrounds. Again, I'm speaking to those who need to hear it. Those who are coming from the good backgrounds, but you following the wrong influences. You got to learn to start thinking for yourself. That old saying, if all your friends jump off a bridge, you going to jump off of it too? You don't know what you're going to land into. You don't even know if you're going to make it to your destination jumping off that bridge. But you want to jump because your peoples is doing it and it seem cool. Learn to be cool by figuring out what makes you cool. Be cool by being yourself. East Dad, what's going on, my guy? You know, again, some of y'all be so y'all want to be down with the crowd so badly. You know, time to be by yourself sometimes, or being around the right-minded people that are going to keep you. You know, come on now, Miss T, what's going on, baby? Willis, what's going on? You know, and this is what I'm saying. Some of y'all have to learn to be wise in the decisions that you're making. Yes, you young folks too. Start being more wise in the decisions that you make. James, what's going on, my guy? Like even last night, prime example. That situation could have went bad. You know, and the sad part about it, I'm sitting outside having me a cigarette. And just for you to be stupid, like somebody wasn't sitting there and you still tried to gain entrance, you could have got yourself hurt. Again, there's going to be people that are not going to be that caring and considerate. If they feel they got to necessarily do what they have to, they're going to do it. This is why it's imperative, again, for some of you parents to really start caring. You should be asking yourself, do I care if my child lives or dies? Sorry to say it that way. Nobody should ever have to go down that route of what's more important. Your kids' well-being and safety is more important than anything. At 4 in the morning, shoot, why would you be out and about? Ain't nothing going on after a certain time in the evening. Y'all know that. Ain't nothing going on in these streets but the same old madness and headache. I just read something about they just had a drug bust somewhere out here, and everybody that got caught up in that bust is under the age of 25. So again, some of y'all are wasting your talent and wasting your beautiful brains because you just thinking about the quick way to get to some sort of success. Again, success don't come quick and it don't come overnight. I ain't messing with you, Miss T. Nah, but see, that's what I'm saying. I'm getting a little bit igged about that because, again, now, had I been an armed guard or had I been somebody that I would have had to necessarily do what I had to do, I'd have had to do it. And not saying I wouldn't have felt no remorse about doing whatever, but nah. If I gotta do whatever to protect myself and protect whatever, I gotta do it. But again, you parents need to get in control of the situations when it comes to your kids before it becomes too much of a situation. Bronze, what's going on, my guy? See, prime example, there's some of you parents who are getting upset because your kids is constantly getting into stuff when they shouldn't be. But in the same token, if you're not chastising or if you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a parent, how could you get upset when something ends up happening to your child? Make it make sense. That's like me knowing my kid is out here in the game and doing shit that he ain't supposed to be doing or she ain't supposed to be doing. And I find out about it. You think I ain't correcting all of that? I don't give a damn. I'm going to your lead. Yo, who your lead at? Who your lead at, man? And this is what I'm saying. Some of y'all want to join these little quote unquote subsets and street gangs. And half of y'all not built and prepared for that jail time. I'm not going to say that again. Half of y'all think y'all ready for it. Half of y'all think y'all don't care. You'll care when it really is time for you to sit down for a minute. And you wasting your valuable life and time and space in a damn jail that you don't need to be in. Really becoming a problem now. And why is it that some of y'all are scared to be successful? That's the question I pose for today. Why are some of you so scared to use your minds and try to be successful on the right path? What is it? It got to be something, because there's no way most of y'all are wasting your brilliant brains on stupidity and madness. That's my view and opinion on it, for real. Because that is a question to ask. Why are y'all so scared to succeed, man? I could sum that up in a few things. Again, some of y'all are scared because, again, you don't want to have to X out certain friendships. Some of y'all are scared because, again, if you happen to make it to a successful level, you ain't gonna know how to do. You ain't gonna know how to deal with that. Things in life are always going to be scary, but you should never be scared to take that next step into your life as far as elevation. I don't care. You should never be scared of that. You can't be sitting in the same. You can't be sitting in the same circumference forever. You can't. That ain't the way to move. So because I don't want to get rid of the friends that ain't meaning well by me, I got to stop my potential and growth. No, should never think that way. Again, it's cool to think for yourselves. You was born with a brain, and it's time for some of y'all to really start using it and stop just using it on the level of I gotta do something negative to come up. There's a bunch of youngins right now I know that they ain't out here. They could be out here like the other ones. They could be out here running them up, trying to rob places and do whatever. No, they trying to get it the best way they know how to get it. They know how to hustle the legit way and doing it the smart way. Now look, there's some of you again who, instead of taking your time to get your working papers, you refuse to do that. Look here, in the city, only you gotta be age 13 to get working papers, even if it's just for the summer jobs. Start getting into that. There's some of y'all that cry and mope about not having, or your parents not having, or you sick of this, but you won't even try to encourage yourself to try to make something better. I knew some people who got their working papers early, got them a little job. I think they in their senior year of high school. Yeah, they still working. And part of it, they learning the responsibility. Why? Because they are putting in what they need to put in. I know I'm staying here. I know I'm doing this. I gotta look out for this. I gotta do this. I gotta do that, which is the smart thing to do. Teaching these kids the value of hard work and a dollar before they become a certain age, so they don't always get accustomed to people gotta look out. People gotta look out. I hear you, he's that. No, that's what I'm saying. Shit, my first job when I got my papers young, I was in summer youth. I worked 2 straight years of summer youth with working papers. And even if it was for the summer, guess what? It didn't matter. I had what I needed for the school year, so I didn't have to worry about doing nothing I ain't need to do. And even if I felt I was off, I still had to mother that kid. But for me, that was learning the value of learning the value of hard work and learning how to either manage money or incorporate money to where it's going to help you. Now, I did that same thing that year. Yo, he's dad. Big facts. Because I remember, look, they messed up one of my checks thinking I was a summer school kid. So what you think that second, third check looked like? That shit looked like, man, listen, that shit looked like I had drug dealer pockets because they owed me so much for the mix up. That's the first thing I did. I said, I know school around the corner. Let me get what I need now for school. And that's exactly what I did. I grabbed what I needed to grab for the school year, sneakers, pants, shirts, all of that. Even brought a jacket. I did what I needed to do for that summer for the winter. Straight up. Nah, it's the truth though, because they messed me up. So they was like, "Oh shoot, you made an error. I'm not in no damn summer school. Now where the rest of my money?" And that next check came, fuck out of here, nigga. I did what I had to do. I did what I had to do. That one check, I did everything I needed to do for the school year. And all the other checks was just, little throwaways like, I'm going out, I'm doing this here. That's it. Come on now. Y'all got to start loving yourselves more, believing in yourselves more, even when nobody else believes in you. I wouldn't care what background you come from. If you can't take the time and the effort to think for yourself, you ain't going to never be able to think for yourself at all. If you are allowing everybody else to think for you, forget about it. Your life going to be in shambles, man. This is why I say in certain instances with some people, you're going to have to start reaching out to those who want to be reached out to and reach out to those who might actually need help, but scared to get the help. Khadijah, what's going on, baby? But come on now, man. There are a lot of you who need to start banking on yourself, man. And yes, I said it. Start banking on yourself. Start believing and building yourself from the core ground. Like I said with that young boy in particular, still working, about to be out of high school. But guess what? It's rare you're going to get children that help out with anything in the house, right? That one know the value of a dollar, know when to give up, when to give in, and when not to. You ain't expecting no kid to be trying to help their parents with rent, even when they don't need the help. But that just goes the sense of responsibility right there. And I think that's crazy, man. Y'all would come together and build together only on the sole purpose of taking something down or trying to lift something. But y'all won't do that same thing and say, you know what, we could do this. Listen, like I said the other day, I don't care what cylinder in life you're looking at. I don't care what parameter you might have to go. But if it's going to lead you somewhere successful and prosperous, do it. Like, look, Tanya, what's going on, baby? You got some of these kids now. Again, you got some kids who are doing all these little TikTok dance videos and stuff like that. Hey, regards to what, some of them might actually be doing that because they are talented. Some of these ones are talented at dancing. So that's probably their reach. I'm trying to get a buzz, or I'm trying to see if I can get somewhere. I respect that. I don't respect when you coming together just for the dumb shit. I'm sorry, I don't. Y'all only coming together if you know it's a fight concern. You're only coming together when you think you're going to be able to get a quick, easy fix and a lick on something. Sad, man. Uplift each other sometimes to do better. You mess up opportunities because guess what? There's some of you who are not going to have any type of blueprint in life. Your blueprint could be solely, again, I'm benefiting not off of somebody, but I'm benefiting off the blueprint that they set for me. Because there's just going to be some roads, like I said, you ain't going to be able to travel because it might not be for you. It might not work for you. Just because it's working for one person, maybe another person, now I mean it's going to work for you. Not everybody could be a dancer. Not everybody could be a singer. Not everybody can be a doctor. Not everybody can be. Don't let me go down the list. But you are supposed to find what it is that suits you, that's going to give you peace and harmony and balance in your life, but also give you structure and knowledge. How you gonna know what you really want and need if you ain't trying to use your brain? How you gonna figure out what your course of action is if you ain't taking the right time and the right steps again to learn? And some of y'all refuse to learn. You gotta learn the hard way before you actually realize, damn, I should have been doing this the whole time. I don't think that's fair because some of y'all again are wasting talent. You wasting knowledge. You could be the ones that could make the changes in the future that the other people didn't get a chance to. Because again, we've had people who could have been great in anything that they was doing, but never got a chance to live out their full potential. Some due to freak accidents, some due to health reasons, some because of senseless violence. The list goes on and on. Nah, that's crazy. Now see that right there. Nah, that's just forsaking your core values as a parent. I'm sorry. I listen. I'm gonna break that down too. I'm glad you brought that up. There's some of you who are becoming your own downfalls, and then your kids are becoming downfalls with you. This is my thing with some of y'all. Whatever is in your reach and that's actually reasonable, if it's reasonable, go for it. If it's way beyond your reach to where you know you're not gonna have that damn stride of success at it, don't put everything on the line just for that one reason. It's like I was saying yesterday. That's almost the equivalent of you putting all your money into one stock and that stock go belly up. Now what? You messed up. You ain't got nothing to show for it. You ain't got nothing. Now you got to start back from square one when you shouldn't have to. Christy, what's going on, baby? Y'all have to learn to invest in the right things that's going to bring the right pieces into your existence. You want success? How do you make yourself successful? How do you go about that? What could you do to basically not so much to stir the pot, but to get the engine going in your think tank for real? Use your brain. You have a brain for a reason. You have a brain to think, process, eliminate, observe, and do everything along those lines. You have eyes for that too, to observe everything. But you got a heart. You should follow what's in your heart and what's in your spirit. If your spirit is telling you this is the road you want to go, you want to be, again, you want to be an animal doctor, you want to be anything along those lines, right? If that's what you're really passionate about, then go do it. Who's stopping you from doing it? See, this is one thing I hate, especially when it do come to our people. Now, this is a small portion. I'm only speaking to my people because it's going back to what I said. It's sad when we really don't invest in ourselves, or we don't invest in the people around us. We quick to really burn each other down for the sole purpose of just not seeing somebody come up. But we won't uplift each other by not so much as just words, just by actions. Real spill, what's going on, baby? Realists, don't talk to them. They might kick you. Look, don't talk to them. One of them might actually kick you in the scalp piece, son. Look, even Miss Khadijah on the act. Come on now. You look, you outnumbered, realists. Just leave it alone, man. Just leave it alone. That ain't me telling you that. That's the dragon right here telling you that. Leave it alone. Ouch. Like, come on, for real. Like, I'm sorry. Appreciate you, baby. Yeah, but come on now. If I see that my brother or my sister is actually on a rise to doing something that could be great and impactful and even could bring somewhat of a restored blessing where it's needed, why would I not try to help them? Especially if they still want to remain the same even when they get into success. Come on now. My thing is, I could see you straying away or doing whatever if a person has changed once the money came or once whatever the blessings was came. But if they still remain the same like they've been, why not still keep endorsing them? Why not still keep, pushing them for greatness? They could be pushing you for greatness and you don't even know. Come on now. It's time to really start raising the bar. And I'm gonna say this again for my melanated folk. It is really time for us to start raising the bar standards. Got to get back to the knowledge. Got to get back to that wisdom, education, but also that motivation. That's a problem because we don't have too much. Well, we say we don't have too much. We got opportunities that we still got in the grasp in our hands, but we letting it slip by because we are not teaching what we need to teach. We are not doing what we need to do. And again, we ain't coming together outside of fighting, outside of free at the club before a certain time or free anything. When it comes to these free seminars and stuff like that, you won't even go to that. And those seminars could be helping you get to a core balance on things. Not everything in life is a damn scam. Liz, what's going on, baby? It's real madness right there. It is. I would rather see you conduct yourself in a negative fashion all day than try to say, nah, bruh, man, we need you to do this. Or we know you could do this. I'm going to try to uplift you the best way, even if it is just through words. Again, words are stronger than you think. That little bit of confidence you giving somebody that they probably lacking right now will definitely give them that courage booster to say, nah, I know I could do it. I'm sorry. We got to get it together, man. We have to stop combating each other. We have to. Again, there are some people who just are not going to like each other. They're not going to be able to function together. Grant that. But that shouldn't have, again, nothing to do with uplifting the people that are willing to be uplifted. This is why I was saying again, they need to start bringing back some of those programs, those extra programs. And if not, the people need to start bringing it back one way or another. Why keep bringing kids into the world if you're not going to be an important part of their learning, their building, and their strength? It makes no sense to me. Prime example, you think I'm going to keep bringing kids into the world and I don't even got a dollar to my name? Hell no. I'm not going to be doing that because then now, look, it ain't just me suffering now. I got to figure out, nah. And this one will lead me to end up doing something that I don't want to do. This is how some of these people get caught up. You're making irresponsible choices, and then now you trying to figure out a way that you could fix it or at least get in control of it. But you're not going to be able to if you didn't have a solid plan. Again, I've always felt if you are not financially prepared, mentally prepared, and spiritually prepared, don't bring them into the world. Seriously, do not do that. Chelsea, what's going on, baby? And again, I'm not taking no shots at my people. I don't want anybody to think that anytime I'm saying something, I'm being judgmental, I'm throwing a shot. No, I'm being logical and I'm passionate about what the fuck I'm saying. And I'm unorthodox, yes, but so what? I'm real when it comes to the people. Because it is about time to start seeing better, start growing better. And we got to stop playing that victim mentality too all the damn time. That's another reason why we keep failing. Granted, we already know how the shit was rigged for us in the first place. But that doesn't mean we don't still break that curse one way or another. We learned something from it. Now, how do we move forward from it? You can give me all the information, prime example, when it comes down to dealing with slavery or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? What does that past have to do with my present? And how is that going to make my future even brighter? Just by me knowing the knowledge or knowing a piece of what that knowledge was? Come on now. That victim mentality. And some of y'all playing victim, but you out here doing the utmost. Like again, some of you young women, your hands, your hands, your hands. Your hands are going to get you in a lot of trouble. Same thing with you young fellas. Your hands, that constant always wanting to hit, that's going to get you in some trouble that you're not going to be prepared to get out of. I kid you not. And that's something that shouldn't even be implemented or structured around no youngins anyway. You young men and women got to learn to stop fighting each other. Not just spiritually, not just physically neither. Stop fighting each other. If you can't get along with each other, just move the hell away from each other. Why keep enacting that cycle that we don't need? And I know it's crazy. Maybe it's just my opinion on it. I noticed how some people have laughed about all the other shit that goes on in other communities, right? But now them same things been in our community, and it ain't so funny no more. You can't play a victim when you're sitting out here causing chaos and confusion. And that's even down to you parents that are not getting in control of your kids. When something happens to them, you cannot cry about that. You can't blame nobody. And for every finger that you point, there'll be three pointing at you. Remember that part too. You point a finger, three will be pointed at you because it's going to come back to you at the end of the day. You could have been the one to basically stop and deter certain things from happening, but you didn't. It's like I said, there's certain things that I see in this generation. Man, listen, I'm kind of glad I never did do it. Now, I've done certain things because again, we all young, we all rebellious to some degree, or we all are curious on certain things. But the one thing again, we was wise enough not to go above and beyond what we were supposed to. And even when we did have those situations where we had to learn something, we learned something on that. You parents got to get it together. And I'm talking about the irresponsible ones, have to get it together. The ones that are not irresponsible, the ones who are actually doing what they're doing, continue to do what you do. But the ones who might be stuck in the middle or might be lost in the sauce thinking that everything is good, still double check to make sure everything's good with you and yours, man. Because it is your responsibility at the end of the day. They didn't bring themselves here, you brought them here. I can't say that any clearer. You're not getting through to your kid, all right. You find a way to get through them. Trust me, there's ways, even with the most rebellious of kids, to get a point across. Family members was, when I say the most rebellious out of everybody that I could think of in my family, and I mean this, even to the day stories still ring. The most rebellious, but actually learned something after getting shipped off. Oh, so nobody could get through to you, right? Watch this. His whole attitude, his whole life changed. He ain't played the victim mentality. He ain't said, "Oh, y'all pushed me away and y'all sent me away." No, he knew what he was doing, and it almost got him to a point of being locked up well before his time and being locked up for the rest of your life, or worse, could have got him smoked. Changed his whole mind and demeanor about things, which was a good thing. And he took his accountability and his responsibility. Nah, realist, you don't get that today. Nobody getting that today. This dragging up here is speaking, so I ain't even trying to hear nothing. Pickpocketers come out later. Don't worry. I'm sorry. We like, where do we come to some point of conclusion? And some of you could actually be a part of your children's growth in more than one way, even down to the community structure of it. But you're gonna have to take that time. That's crazy, man. Gotta start making decisions that are gonna be in the best interest of you and your family. And again, some of you parents are dragging your kids down with you because you won't think to do. Because let's be real, we know there's just some things that just should never be tolerated. And if you coming from a background where you probably got a strong father, or even if the father ain't in the household but still is a part of your life, you know damn well if your father really loves and cares for you, ain't trying to hear that. You doing what? They ain't accepting it. Newtown, what's going on? You know, I'm sorry, but I'm passionate about this because again, you want to see something better. Push for the right, push for the right standards, man. How you ever gonna get any type of success if you ain't willing to do something? Not willing to get up, not willing to invest in yourself. See what your potentials are, what your talents, your skills are, your life skills, basically. You could be good with your hands and never know it if you ain't possessing the knowledge to do it. On that. You could be brilliant and damn near anything that you probably are good at in life and won't know it. I could give a prime example. Like I was just saying earlier about some of these people who are doing them little, some of these young ones we see doing these videos and they mostly dancing and shit. Now, guess what? We got people, especially in my hood, that choreographers. They ain't got to be big name choreographers. But these was people who were skilled and talented. One of the people was from my block, skilled and talented, and he's doing a dance gym, all of that shit. Why? Because again, he was talented in that. And that's something that he likes to do. But he doesn't have a problem teaching what needs to be taught. He teaching art, dance, all of that. Well, African dance, all of that. He's teaching all of that. And I ain't even see that person going down that route, honestly, because he had more than one damn talent and skill that he possessed. But that's something he was happy with. That's something that actually is doing what it's doing for him. And I respect that. Because again, it is about solely thinking about what's best for you and what's going to keep you happy, what's going to keep you safe, and what's going to keep you here another day. Got to start showing better, man. Showing better and giving better. Again, you parents should be fighting for the sole purpose and not against each other. Y'all should be fighting together with each other for the sole purpose of your children and their well-being. You don't see that, then I know for a fact we in the damn last days. I'm skeptical on certain things, skeptical, but this should never be one of them. You know, again, you're gonna have to start evaluating the most important things and aspects of life. Because again, if it's not bringing no type of knowledge, wisdom, blueprint, anything, it's pointless. There's some of you parents who need to start caring about what's going on with your children. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, there's some of you who are knowing your children are doing wrong and you upholding them in wrong, even to the point of protecting them. How they gonna ever learn responsibility and accountability when you coddling them all the time? Yeah, it's all right to protect your kids. You're supposed to. You uphold your kids in the right and you protect them when they in the right. You don't protect them when they in the wrong. No, they in the wrong. If my child, prime example, is running around and slapping people, grown or young, and now somebody sees him and slaps him or almost to the point of doing something, am I supposed to? No, I'm going to make sure no nothing happen to him. But he gonna have to take that loss, or she gonna have to take that loss. Sorry, not upholding you in wrong. Not gonna do that. There's some things again you need to be aware of. That ain't one of them. Knowing that they in the wrong and you still accept no. Because then that means essentially you're gonna allow anything, or they gonna do anything 9 out of 10. That's gonna be they can't come back from that, and you still gonna protect them. No, when they wrong, you need to let them know when they wrong. And sometimes you don't necessarily got to get physical with them. You know, sometimes a look or just the tone of your voice sometimes will set their asses right back. But for those who you might have to actually do something to, don't beat them like them. Say they somebody in the streets that you got to beef with. No, you discipline them the right way. You know, and I'll be honest with you. Some of y'all catching situations because guess what? Again, you're not making sure your child is at least going to school, being educated, doing something. So now, essentially, like I said, you just letting them walk around aimlessly for no reason. And when they don't learn nothing or become nothing, whose fault is that? That's a question you got to ask. Hey, what's going on? Oh, see, look, I'm about to say, oh, you got a uniform finally. Up. You know, but you got to understand that when they don't succeed in the fashion you think they should, it ain't just solely their fault. It's your fault too, because you didn't build the foundation and the core when you supposed to. How I expect my kids, prime example, to respect the rules and regulations of the house when I ain't putting them in place? How can I expect my kid not to be in some sort of danger when I'm not even paying attention to make sure my kids is in the house? At a certain time, my kids should be in the house, especially they ain't old enough to pay a damn bill. Excuse my language on that, but it's the truth. You ain't paying no rent. You ain't paying a phone bill, doing nothing along those lines. Oh, why do you think you're going to be running around the streets all hours of the night? Because your friends might be doing it, or your quote unquote friends might be. No, you're not doing it. That's just at least my opinion. That should be the mindset for most people. Because again, how is your child going to succeed in anything in life when you ain't pushing them for the right things in life? And again, I pose that question, the real question for the day. Why are y'all so scared to invest in yourselves? Why are you scared of success? Got to be a reason why. And after a while, all of that victim mentality is going to get played out and tossed out the window. So now, again, essentially the question is going to be, why are y'all so scared of success? Why are y'all scared to grow in the best ways possible? Because in my all in all opinion, that's just a spiritual problem when you don't want to try to upgrade or try to push yourself up where you need to. I'm not saying put you on a super pedestal. No, don't even put yourself on a pedestal. Still remain level and grounded. Nah, it's a whole fact. I knew you was coming out the damn shadows, you shadow baby. Matter of fact, yo, real is my bad, son. See, just because GJ did that again, now look, he got to get the. Yo, GJ, here, come get your little nephew over here. Come get baby eulogy. Hey, how you doing? Doing too much, man. Doing too much. Coming out the shadows, man. And that's the thing, though. You're not far off either. Like we all ain't far off. Again, the only way I feel anybody that young should be out and about is if they, again, are probably heading for school or they headed for school. Not going to be up at 4 in the morning to be out in the streets doing absolutely nothing at that time. Now, again, if I wouldn't have been the one to intervene, I didn't have to be the one to intervene. 9 out of 10, you would have did something, or I could have been called away for something. And you'd have thought to do whatever. There could have been people on your back. And what you would have did then if it had been a cop situation there? Would have been looking stupid. And I don't think no parent want to get no damn early morning call talking about something. We got your child down here at such and such. Who want to go through that? That's why I said it's a joint effort. You parents are going to have to really start being parents and educating, and you youngins are going to have to learn to listen sometimes, man. It will keep you here longer. Like I said, the world is consistently changing, but you have time to figure out what your course of life is. Never rush the process in life. In order to get to the greatest achievements, yeah, certain instances you're gonna have to slow it down. See everything for what it is. And that's truth right there. Yeah. Yeah, Rose, I told you. I had to bring him out since GJ want to come up out of nowhere out the shadows, man. I told you he was going to. I knew somebody was going to bring him out today. Look at baby eulogy. You know what I'm saying? We got to come to that conclusion now. Because again, some of us are thinking we see what's going on and we think it's working for everybody else and we think it's going to work for us. No, you're going to have to eventually make you're going to have to make that decision. Because when it comes to certain cylinders in life, you can't blame nobody else. If you point one, again, there's going to be three fingers pointing at you because it's going to come back to you. Well, if you knew this was going to be the issue, why would you have did it in the first place? So again, it's about accountability and responsibility when it's all said and done. Your parents don't want to be responsible, and you definitely don't want to be held accountable. London, what's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. No, this is my thing. Some of them want to grow up fast because they looking at what the parents are doing. They looking at what their friends' parents are doing, or they just looking at the things that are going on between social media and society. So there's a lot of different factors on why we see some of the chaos and destruction that we've been seeing as of recent. And it don't make it better that they trying to confuse and target them anyway. That's why you parents should get it together. Nah, you right, GJ. They do got their own choice. If they want their kids to be the successes of the families like they always try to bank on, then if you ain't pushing them in that right cylinder, in that right course of direction, whose fault is it if it don't happen? Then some of y'all not being responsible and you need to be held accountable. Again, that's solely what you need to be instilling and teaching your offspring. Because you mean to tell me, and this is just my opinion, if I, prime example, had 10 kids, you mean to tell me every last one of those kids ain't going to be doing something that's beneficial for them, even if it ain't the same road? Guess what? You mean to tell me they're not going to be afloat? I don't got to worry about them, like on a financial tip, none of that? You think I ain't going to make that happen? Shit. You going to learn the value of dollar. Every last one of y'all, and if not, damn near at least 9 of y'all should be somewhere where you need to be at. You need to be. That's all I gotta say today. I mean, it's truth. You can no longer refute that or deny that. There's some of you parents who are trying to bank on your kids to be successes in the family because you feel you're not a success or you want to push them to their highest potential, right? Again, you don't live your dreams and you don't put certain things onto them that shouldn't be put onto them. Again, you're supposed to guard them. Don't make no sense. It don't make sense that you're not trying to bank in. And happy Friday, well, TGIF to everybody that just pulled in. Again, you want soul success. You could be a successful parent and raise and achieve success in your household if it's done and implemented the right way. That right there is success, at least in my opinion. You successfully brought life into the world. You successfully planned everything you need to plan as far as how you educate them, how you discipline them, how you push them forward, how you do a little bit of everything and keep them whole as they are becoming their own person. That right there is success. I'm not saying I don't care about your thoughts, but that's just how I look at it. You want to be a success story. Some of you parents need to start raising the successes in your house. Hood, what's going on, my guy? Yeah, you expect certain things to at least come to a home. You ain't pushing no damn buttons. Not pushing the right buttons. Like I said before, if I know prime example, my child is gifted in a sport, but also talented and skilled and doing a specific, either it was a trade, good with their hands, good with artwork, good whatever, right? Eventually they're gonna make their own decision on which road they gonna go. It's solely my job to make sure that whatever ones they choose, that it brings them what they supposed to bring, the balance. I see my child is happy like this. All right, well, let's see if we can go get the fullness out of it. So you can keep building yourself up. Your success story as a parent, you build the right foundation for your children to succeed. Real. Again, how I'm expect my kid to learn, read, or do anything if I'm not picking up a book and reading with them. And that's the one thing I've noticed. There are a lot of you that are not really reading books no more to these kids. And I'm talking about the baby. Because guess what? Even when they at that stage, they still stimulate. A story will help. Even if you got to give them a life story, shoot. Read, do something to them. See, the same way they have that curiosity, that drive, or that ambition, even when it's towards things that they shouldn't be going towards because it could be a danger, you know how to play it the right way. They supposed to keep that same mentality when it comes to life. Building for yourself, building for yours, and just enjoying the fruits of labor. It's supposed to be that way. That's what I'm saying. Like, start implementing these programs again the way they'll see the better light. Serious is going on, baby. Apologies, y'all. I'm trying to get my ass up out this starting back rain again. Up, 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 up. Oh, I thought somebody was trying to break in. Again, you gotta be real about that. That victim mentality gets it gets you too much, and not just by our own, but by everybody. I mean, everybody. If you ain't gonna invest in yourself wisely, you good as gone. That's my opinion on it. Parents, same thing. You ain't willing to hold responsibility and accountability and teach that within the same ramifications in the same realm. Hey, you are what you create. Your family structure is gonna be what it is. You created this. Your kingdom, your household, whatever you want to call it, is essentially up to you parents. And again, it's up to you kids to listen and learn wisely. Didi, what's going on, baby? But again, I would say this solely because some of this is going to, I believe, a lot of these single parent homes again. But it's also going to the people that on both ends. I don't give a damn what the situation is. You would want to be the focal part of your kids' growth. Again, some of you fathers gonna have to get involved. I ain't talking about the deadbeats because the deadbeats they just want to continue to do what they do. But I would tell those who know these people are deadbeats, don't put yourself in the trick bag and you be another one. I'm telling you, it works both ways. You do not want to be having multiple kids with multiple people, vice versa. It ain't gonna sit right. Again, you want to have a structural balance, no matter what your situation is. Take two to dance, right? Remember that responsibility as a parent is being responsible for what your kids say and do, and being responsible on how they end up living their lives or how they end up growing. That's your responsibility. When they are messing up in the long run, you have to take accountability for that. And you have to show them to take accountability for their actions. I'm not going to coddle you if I know you was out here doing something outside of what you wasn't supposed to be doing. You got some parents that are unaware of certain things, but if you wasn't raising the kids that way, right? Regardless to what, if your kid gotta learn a valuable lesson, you gotta have to learn that valuable lesson. She gonna have to learn that valuable lesson. Yeah, some of you who are raising your kids to be bullies, basically. That's what I'm saying lately too. You're raising them to be that. And they don't always sit well. Because even the bullies at some point have to sit their asses down to somebody greater. Always remember that part. It is time to really raise our standards, do it the best way we can. And I would say stop with all the victim mentality. Yeah. Stop it. Because if you ain't correcting things, you jump. You can't expect to blame anybody else for the downfall. You can't. They ain't gonna sit where it's gonna sit at. Again, if you say you love and care, especially for your offspring, and for your family, for the sake of them and for the sake of yourself. Start being real about parenting. And again, apologies for those. I really did have a technical issue this morning. I was supposed to start this at 11. And I'm a little bit upset right now about it. I think at some point I'm going to have to do something I don't want to do. Oh, yeah, for anybody that might have called and texted me again, apologies. Almost threw this sucker out the window, but I forgot. Look at the baby. I can't throw him out the window. I can't throw him out the window. I can't throw this avatar on this phone out the window, baby. If anytime we do have an issue like that, yeah, you know I'll be bringing it at some point. I'm sorry, but you have to start doing what's necessary. Oh, y'all gotta start. Yep, yeah. I'm gonna start charging y'all, man. I'm gonna start charging y'all. Oh no, nah. Hold on. You good? Hold on. Look, how you going? That's gonna be 99 cents off the food stamp card. My bad, y'all. You know I gotta fuck with the people. But no, don't let nothing I said today go over your head. This is something that's essential for y'all. Want better for your kids? Start showing them better. Start being better. Stop trying to be young. Stop trying to live a second childhood. Yes, this is not just a view and opinion. This is a logical stance. Some of you are still trying to live a second childhood, knowing that you got children in the world as it is. It's time for some of y'all to grow up mentally and grow up spiritually and start doing what you need to do. You don't want your kid to be another victim of violence, a victim of circumstance, another number sitting in the damn state penitentiary. Get right. Do what's right. Because again, in the long run, you are responsible and you're going to be held accountable. And again, I'm quite sure no real parent in their right mind would want to be planning their child's funeral or planning to go visit their child behind the wall, knowing if they might not be coming back or not. Because depending on what they out there doing, they can set themselves up for life before they even really witnessed or even got a chance to live life. You might not want to hear what's being said. You might not like the fact that I'm saying it, but you need to accept what's being said. Because that's the truth right there. My kids are only going to be as successful as I push them. I'm not going to sit there and not show them the blueprint on something. Get back to how they was doing it before. Take your shoot. Like I said, I learned the hard way, but the smart way. I learned the hard way only because I really didn't get hip to certain things until my mom was showing me what that was at a young age. Why she was so tired. Why she was stressed out to some degree. But yet still made do with what she had to make do with. And took care of business. Showing what it's like to get up 4 in the morning, traveling, going to a job, which almost ended up being a career because she was so good at what she did. But still teaching the value of a dollar and hard work. That's what you need to start instilling. And that's the message for the day. I can't be any more clear because there's some of you parents who are not going to learn until it's too late. And again, if something happens to your kid in a bad way, you can't blame nobody and you can't hold nobody accountable but yourself. That victim role is getting played out. Oh, but look at what happened and look at the okay, we know what happened. Now, how do we move from it? How do we implement staying away from it? That should be the question in your mind. And I know I might sound a little aggressive, but again, this is how you know it's passionate and from the soul, man. Time to start seeing the people rise up in the down. Tired of seeing a generational curse of these kids consistently losing life before they even live life because they being pushed in the wrong direction or they being pushed and being influenced by the wrong influences. Start paying more attention. So I can tell you, start paying more attention. And when you have to do what you have to do, do it. That is your job as a parent. Yep. I think I'm done with that for the day. I can't say I didn't, say I didn't get enough off. So there's that. But again, even last night that talk was good. And Christy definitely, you already know, like I said, show the blueprint. Show the blueprint on how certain things should really react. You know, need that encouragement for those who really think that it's a game. Start paying attention. Fall for the trap, and then what? You know? It ain't necessary. No. Yeah, I know. Switch up. Gotta switch it up though. You know, sometimes your methods or whatever methods you thought was gonna work, you have to switch that up. It is for the betterment though. Betterment of yourself, betterment of your family. So you gotta do. I appreciate you for dropping those links, serious baby. Working harder than average behind the deli counter, baby. Again, if you love your kids, if you love yourself, you gotta do what's right and do what's necessary. Again, it's not just about survival; it's about successfulness. Stresses of the world, yeah, everybody gonna go through it. But in the same token, you have enough strength to build everything and build it the right way so it can stay the right way. And whatever little patches you feel need to be fixed or upgraded, you do so. And make sure again those pieces are the right pieces. Don't force certain hands and don't confuse certain plans neither. Again, uplift yourself, uplift the people around you, love yourself, care for yourself, and definitely start caring for your kids. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I need some suggestions. I think I'm done with the lesson for the day. I feel good. I feel good. But I always feel good when I bring something that's from the soul. Because I feel at some point somebody has been reached. It don't take a rocket scientist to know that what you produce in the world or what you put out there in the world is what you get back. Start thinking along the lines again of prosperity. and just overall health. Have a mindset to push yourself for greater no matter what your circumstances are. Because again, nobody can stop you from doing anything but yourself. Nobody can stop you people from being parents. You're stopping yourself from being parents when you're not taking accountability and responsibility for the ones you bring into the world. But nonetheless, I think that's another topic for another discussion. But I need your opinions now. Yeah. Let me see. I feel that good. You know, might bring some. I might bring some joy and spirit today. You know what? I am. It's a Friday. I ain't got no job, and I ain't got shit to do. Now I'm lying to myself. I got a job to do every day. But all in all, though, I think I'm gonna bring something back for y'all, man. Don't worry. Definitely give y'all the early Friday vibes. We gonna make sure everything's intact. And I might be back a little earlier, only because again, I gotta be in early. But I try to keep my promises, and I did promise some good old vibes. So I'll be on the backup channel definitely. You gonna rock out. Joe. You already know it's always a blessing to bring something to the people, and again, hopefully somebody did get something out of that. Again, what you put out in the world is what you get back. And if you're putting kids out in the world, producing them for the wrong reasons, you're gonna get the wrong results all the time. Again, start loving yourselves and start loving your offspring. Start building back that foundational strength. You want them to achieve greater, be greater, show them greater, and keep that going. Not that they can't do, but they don't reach for it. You already know how we do, James. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I really didn't want to do that at this time, but nonetheless, technology sometimes it's a gift, sometimes it's a damn curse. And let's hope we don't have this problem again, because I honestly was up and waiting for this, but yeah, it literally almost took me 2 hours to reset this sucker. I ain't gonna do that again, definitely. But yeah, I'll be back around 4:30. I already know how I'm giving up. And I'm going to the crates today, baby. And again, appreciate everybody that tuned in. And again, we're gonna be back with some hot fire. Y'all stay tuned. Oh, wait, serious, before you leave. Wait, James, before you leave. Look, come get Baby Pablo. Yes. Come get Baby Pablo. Yes. Edie, come get Baby Dexter. Yes. Christy, come get your nephew Cletus. Oh shoot. You already know, how we do it up in here. And for those who are coming, look, you're gonna get a lot of this. You're gonna get a lot of this. Definitely might get a lot of this because something real has been said. But you're gonna get a lot of this. Because I know myself already. Yeah, I'll definitely be back at 4:30. And we gonna rock out, baby. Oh man. I don't want to hear that crap. Look, see, that line don't work here neither. I don't know why. Look, it don't work for her. What makes you think it's gonna work for you? You ain't new here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come big, hey, come get baby Chris Brown. Yes, yes. Come get little Theophilus. Oh man, we playing around me, man. We'll definitely be back and forth on this. Y'all was new to the channel. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout outs to the replay gang. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. To everybody that was in attendance today, y'all know that love is love and then be reciprocated and such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is keep it real. That's what I'm gonna do is give real topics and real things. Yeah. Don't come over here bother me. I just walked in here. Y'all already know I'm about to. Come on, son. You're doing too much, man. You're doing too much, man. I wasn't even going 20 minutes. Get away from me, man. Yo, come get him, man. Somebody come get him. Somebody come get this, man. I need help. One of y'all parents in here, want to be parents up in here, y'all ain't helping me with this dog. That's not playing. Nah, but y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we got it. Peace and blessings.